What if I told you that a single glance across a crowded room could change everything? That a woman hired to care for a child could end up rewriting the entire future of a broken family? Picture this: a young nanny, quiet and unassuming, steps into the home of a single father. A man who's handsome, successful, but carrying the weight of a past that's left him guarded and distant. She's just there to do her job, to be the nanny, nothing more. But then, something shifts. A spark ignites. And suddenly, the lines between duty and desire start to blur. What's the secret behind their connection? Why does it feel like fate brought them together, even though everything about their lives screams they shouldn't be? You're here because you want to know. How does a simple nanny become the woman who changes everything? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to get the answers you came for, and trust me, it's a story you won't forget. Let's dive into this tale of love, secrets, and second chances, and I promise, you'll want to watch until the very last second to uncover the truth. You're probably sitting there, maybe with a cup of coffee or curled up on your couch, wondering why this story feels like it's speaking directly to you. That's because love stories like this one tap into something universal. Something we all crave deep down. We've all had moments where we've wondered, what if? What if the person who's just a part of your everyday life, someone you barely notice at first, turns out to be the one who makes your heart race? This is that kind of story, and I'm telling it to you like we're best friends sharing secrets over a late-night chat. You're not just watching a video, you're stepping into a world where emotions run high, where every glance and every word carries weight. Let me paint the picture for you. Our nanny, Emily, is in her late 20s, with a warm smile that hides a past she doesn't talk about. She's the kind of person who notices the little things, like how a child's laugh can light up a room or how a tired father's shoulders slump when he thinks no one's watching. Then there's Michael, the single dad. He's the guy every woman in town whispers about. Charming, successful, with a jawline that could cut glass, but he's built walls around his heart after a loss that shattered him. Their worlds collide in a cozy suburban home in a small American town, where the stakes feel personal and the drama feels real. You're going to feel like you're right there with them, rooting for them, wondering if love can really conquer the obstacles in their way. And I'm going to be your guide, walking you through every twist and turn, so don't you dare click away. You're in this with me now. Let's talk about why you're still here, watching this. You're curious, aren't you? You want to know how a nanny, someone who's supposed to be in the background, becomes the center of a love story that's got everyone talking. You're wondering what makes this different from every other romance you've seen. Well, let me let you in on a little something. This isn't just about stolen glances or forbidden feelings. This story is about trust, about healing, about two people who never expected to find each other but can't seem to stay apart. Emily's got her own scars. She's not just some perfect heroine who floats into the picture. She's real, someone who's made mistakes, who's fought to rebuild her life. And Michael? He's not just a brooding heartthrob. He's a father who'd do anything for his daughter Lily, a 6-year-old with big eyes and a bigger heart, who might just be the key to unlocking this whole mystery. You're going to fall in love with Lily. She's the kind of kid who says things that make you laugh and cry at the same time. But here's the thing. There's something Emily and Michael aren't telling each other. A secret that could tear them apart before they even get a chance to begin. You're probably thinking, tell me now. But I'm not going to spoil it just yet. You've got to stay with me, because the journey to that truth is what makes this story so addictive. You're not just watching for the ending. You're watching for the moments that make your heart skip a beat along the way. Now, let's set the scene a little more, because I want you to feel like you're living this story. Imagine a quiet neighborhood, the kind with tree-lined streets and kids riding bikes until the streetlights come on. Michael's house is beautiful but feels a little empty, like it's waiting for something, or someone, to bring it back to life. Emily shows up for her first day as the nanny, her heart pounding because she needs this job, but also because there's something about Michael that unsettles her. Maybe it's the way he looks at her when he thinks she's not noticing, or maybe it's the way Lily clings to her like she's been waiting for Emily her whole life. You can feel the tension building, can't you? It's not just about romance, it's about family, about finding your place in a world that's let you down before. You're probably wondering what's holding Michael back. Why does he keep Emily at arm's length, even when it's clear there's something between them? And what about Emily? What's she hiding that makes her hesitate every time she gets too close? You're invested now, I can tell. You're picturing yourself in Emily's shoes, or maybe you're rooting for Michael to open up. That's what makes this story so special. It's not just their story, it's yours too. You're feeling the butterflies, the anticipation, the worry that maybe this love won't survive the secrets. And I'm right here with you, guiding you through it, promising you that if you keep watching, you're going to get the answers that brought you here in the first place. Let's talk about the stakes, because this isn't just a fluffy love story. There's drama, there's conflict, there's a reason you're going to be glued to your screen. Michael's got a life that looks perfect on the outside. Great job, beautiful daughter, a house that's the envy of the neighborhood. But underneath, he's struggling. He's trying to be everything for Lily, but the ghosts of his past are always there, whispering doubts. Emily's arrival shakes things up. She's not just the nanny, she's a mirror, showing him what he's been missing, but also what he's afraid to want. And for Emily, this job was supposed to be a fresh start, a way to leave her old life behind. But the more she gets to know Michael and Lily, the more she realizes she can't outrun her own heart. You're probably starting to see the themes here. Love, trust, second chances. But there's something else, something darker, lurking in the background. A secret that ties Emily and Michael together in ways neither of them fully understands yet. You're dying to know what it is, aren't you? I can feel your curiosity from here. You're thinking, just tell me. But I'm not going to. Not yet. Because the magic of this story is in the slow burn, the way every moment builds toward that big reveal. You're not just watching for the answer. You're watching for the journey, for the way these characters grow, fight, and fall in love. And I'm betting you're already hooked, already planning to watch this whole video to find out what happens next. Now, I want you to do something for me. Picture yourself in this story. Maybe you're Emily, stepping into a new job, nervous but hopeful. Maybe you're Michael, guarding your heart but feeling it crack open just a little. Or maybe you're just you, someone who believes in love, in second chances, in the idea that the right person can change everything. That's why you're here, isn't it? You believe in stories that make you feel something. And this one's going to deliver. You're going to laugh at Lily's antics. You're going to swoon over Michael's rare smiles. You're going to root for Emily as she finds her strength. But you're also going to wonder, what's the catch? What's the thing they're not saying? You're smart. You know there's more to this than meets the eye. And I'm telling you, you're right. There's a twist coming, something that's going to make you gasp, something that's going to make you hit that like button and share this video with everyone you know. But to get there, you've got to stick with me. You've got to keep watching, because every second of this story is leading up to a moment that's going to leave you speechless. You're not just a viewer. You're part of this. You're in on the secret, even if you don't know it yet. So here we are, you and me, at the edge of something big. Emily's settling into her role as the nanny, but she's starting to notice things. The way Michael's eyes linger on her a little too long. The way Lily talks about her mom, like she's still waiting for her to come back. And then there's the late-night moment that changes everything. A quiet conversation, a brush of hands, a look that says more than words ever could. You can feel it, can't you? The way the air gets thick with possibility. But just when you think you know where this is going, something happens. A phone call in the middle of the night. A name from the past that makes Emily freeze. A truth that's been buried for years, threatening to surface. You're on the edge of your seat now, aren't you? You're thinking, what is it? What's going to happen? And I'm telling you, you're so close to finding out. But not yet. Not until you watch the rest of this video. Because the answer to the mystery, the truth about why Emily and Michael were meant to find each other, is waiting just around the corner. Don't you dare click away now, you're too deep in this story, and I know you want to know how it ends. Right where we left off, you're probably feeling that knot in your stomach, wondering what that late-night phone call was about and why Emily's face went pale when she heard a name from her past. You're hooked, aren't you? You're imagining yourself in that quiet suburban house, the kind of place where the neighbors wave but don't pry, where secrets hide behind picket fences. Let's dive deeper into this story, because Emily and Michael's world is about to get a whole lot more complicated. The air in Michael's home is thick with unspoken words, and every step Emily takes feels like she's walking on a tightrope. She's not just the nanny anymore. She's someone who's starting to matter, not just to Lily, but to Michael too. But there's a shadow hanging over them. A mystery that's bigger than a stolen glance or a fleeting touch. You're here because you want to know what's pulling these two together and what's threatening to tear them apart. I'm going to take you deeper into their lives, introduce you to the people who complicate things, and peel back just enough of the curtain to keep you glued to this story. Stay with me, because this tale of love, trust, and hidden truths is only getting started, and you're not going to want to miss a single moment. Let's step back a bit and get to know Emily better, because she's not just some wide-eyed newcomer who stumbled into this job. Emily Harper is 28. With chestnut hair she usually pulls into a messy bun and a laugh that makes Lily giggle like it's the best sound in the world. She grew up in a small town not unlike this one, but her life hasn't been all sunshine and roses. There's a reason she's here, answering an ad for a nanny position in a place where no one knows her name. Back in her hometown, Emily was the girl everyone thought had it all. Smart, kind, the kind of person who'd stop to help a stranger. But something happened a few years ago, something that made her pack up her life and leave without looking back. She doesn't talk about it, not even when Lily asks her big, curious questions about where she's from. You're probably wondering what she's running from, aren't you? Was it a bad breakup? A family feud? Or something darker, something that still makes her check her phone with a flicker of fear when it buzzes late at night? All you need to know for now is that Emily's past is a locked box, and she's not ready to open it. Not for Michael, not for Lily, not even for herself. But the way Michael looks at her, like he sees through her carefully built walls, makes her wonder if she can keep that box shut forever. You're feeling it, right? That pull to know more, to understand why Emily's so guarded even when her heart is clearly leaning toward this family. Now, let's talk about Michael, because he's not just the handsome single dad who's caught your attention. Michael Bennett is 35, with dark hair that's just starting to gray at the temples and a smile that's rare but devastating when it appears. He's the kind of guy who commands a room without trying, a tech entrepreneur who built a successful company from the ground up. But success doesn't mean happiness, and Michael's got a story that's left him wary of letting anyone too close. His wife, Sarah, died 3 years ago in a car accident, leaving him to raise Lily alone. You can imagine the pain, can't you? The way it must feel to wake up every day knowing the person you loved most is gone, and you've got a little girl looking to you for answers you don't have. Michael's done his best, but Lily's questions about her mom are getting harder to dodge, and he's starting to realize he can't be everything she needs. Enter Emily, who seems to have a magic touch with Lily, making her laugh and feel safe in a way Michael hasn't seen since Sarah was alive. But here's where it gets messy. Michael's not just grateful for Emily's help. He's noticing her, really noticing her, and it scares him. He's not ready to move on, or at least he tells himself that. But every time Emily tucks Lily into bed or hums a lullaby, he feels something stir, something he thought was buried with his wife. You're probably wondering if he's going to act on it, or if his guilt will keep him locked in the past. And what about that phone call? Does it have something to do with Sarah, or is it tied to Emily's secrets? You're right to be curious, because the answers are coming, but not without a few more twists. Let's introduce a new player in this drama, because no love story is complete without a little complication. Meet Claire, Michael's sister-in-law, Sarah's older sister, who's been a fixture in his and Lily's lives since the accident. Claire's in her early 40s, sharp-witted, and fiercely protective of her niece. She's the kind of woman who always looks put together, with a designer handbag and a smile that doesn't quite reach her eyes. Claire's been helping Michael navigate single fatherhood, dropping by with casseroles and unsolicited advice, but there's an edge to her. She's not thrilled about Emily's presence, and you can feel the tension every time she walks into the room. To Claire, Emily's an outsider, someone who doesn't belong in the sacred space of her sister's family. But is it just grief talking, or does Claire know something about Emily that we don't? You're probably picking up on the vibes here. Claire's not just a concerned aunt. There's a reason she's watching Emily so closely, a reason she's quick to point out every little mistake Emily makes. Maybe it's jealousy, or maybe it's something deeper, something tied to that mysterious phone call that shook Emily to her core. You're starting to see the layers, aren't you? This isn't just about Emily and Michael. It's about a web of relationships, each one pulling the story in a new direction. You're wondering whose side to take, who to trust, and I love that you're so invested, because it means you're ready for what's next. Now, let's add another thread to this tapestry, because Lily's not just a cute kid caught in the middle. She's a key to the mystery. Lily Bennett is 6 years old, with her mother's curly blonde hair and her father's stubborn streak. She's the kind of child who asks questions that cut straight to the heart, like, why doesn't Daddy smile anymore? Or are you going to stay forever, Emily? You can't help but adore her, but you're also noticing something. Lily's been drawing pictures lately, pictures that don't make sense at first glance. They're not just kid scribbles, they're detailed, almost haunting, with a woman who looks like Sarah standing in a shadowy doorway. Michael brushes it off as a child's imagination, But Emily's not so sure. She's starting to wonder if Lily knows something, or if she's picking up on the secrets the adults are trying to hide. You're probably thinking this sounds like it's getting intense. And you're right. There's a subplot brewing here, one that ties Lily's drawings to the bigger mystery. Is it just a child processing grief, or is there something more? Something that connects to Emily's past, or even to Sarah's death? You're dying to know, I can tell, and I'm not going to give it away just yet. You've got to keep watching, because every clue, every moment, is building towards something you won't see coming. Let's zoom out for a moment and talk about the town itself, because it's more than just a backdrop, it's practically a character. Willow Creek is the kind of place where everyone knows your name, but they also know your business. It's got a charming main street with a coffee shop where locals gossip, a park where kids play, and a sense that nothing ever really changes. But beneath the surface, there's a current of secrets. You're starting to sense it, aren't you? The way the neighbors glance at Michael's house a little too long, the way the barista at the coffee shop whispers when Emily walks in. There's a history here, one that ties Michael, Sarah, and even Emily to this place in ways that aren't clear yet. You're probably wondering if the town itself is hiding something, if there's a reason Emily ended up here of all places. And what about that phone call? The one that made Emily's hands shake as she gripped the receiver, hearing a voice she thought she'd left behind. Was it someone from Willow Creek, or someone from her past, tracking her down? You're piecing it together, trying to guess where this is going, and I love that you're so into it. This story's got you wrapped up, and I'm right here with you, guiding you through the drama, the romance, the suspense, making sure you don't miss a single beat. As we move forward, let's circle back to Emily and Michael, because the tension between them is starting to simmer. It's not just about the late-night conversation or the brush of hands anymore. There's a moment. Maybe it's when Emily's helping Lily with her homework and Michael watches from the doorway, his guard down for just a second. Or maybe it's when Emily trips over a toy and Michael catches her, their faces inches apart, the air crackling with what neither of them will say. You can feel it, can't you? The way their connection is growing, even as they fight it. But every step closer they take, the bigger the secrets loom. Emily's starting to notice things in the house. Letters tucked away in a drawer, a photo of Sarah that doesn't match the stories Michael's told. And Michael's starting to ask questions, gentle but pointed, about where Emily's been, why she's so jumpy when her phone rings. You're on the edge of your seat, wondering if they're going to confess, if they're going to cross that line from nanny and employer to something more. But just when you think they're about to, Claire shows up, her eyes narrowing as she senses the shift. And then there's Lily with another drawing, this one with a car and a stormy sky. And you're starting to wonder if the accident that took Sarah wasn't as simple as it seemed. You're hooked, I know you are, and you're not going anywhere, because the next piece of this puzzle is going to change everything. But you'll have to keep watching to find out what it is. You're still with me, aren't you? I can feel your anticipation, that itch to know what's going to happen next in this tangled web of love, secrets, and unexpected connections. We left off with Emily and Michael teetering on the edge of something undeniable. Their hearts pulling them closer even as the shadows of their pasts loom larger. Lily's haunting drawings and Claire's sharp-eyed suspicion are stirring the pot, and that mysterious phone call still hangs in the air like a storm cloud ready to burst. You're probably thinking this story can't get any more intense, but oh, you're in for a surprise. Things are about to take a turn you won't see coming, and the stakes are going to climb so high you'll be gripping your phone, desperate to know what happens next. Willow Creek's quiet streets are hiding more than you think, and the truth is creeping closer, threatening to unravel everything Emily and Michael have started to build. Let's dive back in, because this chapter of their story is going to shake you to your core, and I'm right here with you, guiding you through every heart-pounding moment, promising you that the answers you're chasing are just within reach, if you stick with me to the end. Let's pick up right where we left off, in that moment where Emily and Michael's eyes lock after she stumbles and he catches her, the air between them electric with unspoken feelings. For a split second, it feels like they might finally give in, like they might admit what's been growing between them. But before either of them can speak, the front door swings open, and Claire strides in, her heels clicking on the hardwood floor like a warning shot. Her smile is tight, her gaze darting between Emily and Michael, and you can tell she's not buying the excuse that Emily just tripped. Claire's always been protective, but tonight, there's something sharper in her tone, something that makes Emily's stomach twist. She mentions a charity event in town, insisting Michael attend to keep up appearances, but her eyes stay on Emily, like she's daring her to step out of line. You're feeling the tension, aren't you? The way Claire's presence shifts the dynamic, making Emily feel like an intruder in a home where she's starting to belong. But here's where things get interesting. As Claire chats with Michael, Emily notices something slip from Claire's purse. A small worn photograph that flutters to the floor. Emily picks it up, intending to hand it back, but when she glances at it, her breath catches. It's a picture of Sarah, Michael's late wife. But she's not alone. She's standing next to a man Emily recognizes. A man from her own past. Someone she never expected to see connected to this family. You're probably reeling right now, wondering who this man is and how he ties Emily to Sarah. Is this the key to Emily's secret? Or is it something bigger, something that could shatter the fragile bond she's building with Michael and Lily? You're not getting the full answer yet. But trust me, this photograph is about to change everything. Now let's deepen the subplot with Lily, because her drawings are starting to feel less like a child's imagination and more like a puzzle begging to be solved. The next morning, Emily finds Lily in the living room, hunched over another drawing. This one's different. Darker, with jagged lines and a car tipped on its side, rain pouring down in angry streaks. Lily's quiet, her usual chatter replaced by a stillness that makes Emily's heart ache. When Emily gently asks what the picture means, Lily whispers, "It's the night Mommy went away." You can feel the weight of those words, can't you? The way they hang in the air, heavy with grief and something else. Something that feels like a clue. Emily's mind races, connecting the drawing to the accident that took Sarah's life, but also to that photograph she saw last night. Could Lily's drawings be more than just memories? Could she be picking up on something the adults have missed? You're probably wondering if this ties back to the man in the photo, or if there's something about Sarah's death that's been hidden from everyone, even Michael. Emily tucks the drawing away, promising Lily she'll keep it safe, but her hands are shaking as she does. She's starting to realize that her own past and this family's tragedy might be linked in ways she can't yet understand, and the thought terrifies her. You're hooked, I know you are, because this mystery is growing legs, and every step forward pulls you deeper into the drama. Let's throw in that unexpected twist, because you didn't think this story was going to stay predictable, did you? Later that day, Emily's alone in the house, tidying up while Lily's at school and Michael's at work. Her phone buzzes, and it's another call from that same unknown number. The one that rattled her before. This time, she answers, her voice barely steady. The voice on the other end is low, familiar, and it sends a chill down her spine. It's the man from the photograph, the one she saw with Sarah, and he calls her by a name she hasn't heard in years. A name she left behind when she fled her old life. He knows she's in Willow Creek, knows she's working for Michael, and he says something that makes her blood run cold. You can't hide forever, Emily. Not from me, and not from what happened. The line goes dead, and Emily's left staring at her phone, her world tilting. You're probably screaming internally right now, aren't you? Who is this guy? How does he know Emily, and what does he mean by what happened? This isn't just a random blast from her past. This is someone who's been watching, waiting, and now he's closing in. The stakes just skyrocketed, because Emily's not just hiding from her own mistakes anymore. She's hiding from someone who could expose her, or worse, destroy the life she's starting to build with Michael and Lily. You're desperate to know more, and I'm loving that you're so invested, because this twist is only the beginning of the chaos that's coming. Let's weave in another layer with Claire, because her subplot is about to add fuel to the fire. That evening, Claire corners Emily in the kitchen, her voice low so Lily, playing nearby, won't hear. She doesn't mention the photograph, but she's got that look in her eyes, the one that says she's digging for something. Claire starts asking questions. Innocent at first, like how Emily's settling in, but then they get pointed. You've never mentioned where you're from, she says, her tone casual but her gaze sharp. It's funny, I looked you up online, and it's like you didn't exist before you came here. Emily's heart pounds, but she forces a smile, deflecting with a vague answer about needing a fresh start. You can feel the pressure building, can't you? Claire's not just suspicious. She's on a mission, and Emily's running out of ways to dodge her. What you don't know yet is that Claire's got her own reasons for being so protective, reasons that go beyond sisterly loyalty. There's a hint of something personal, something tied to Sarah's life before the accident, that Claire's not sharing. You're probably wondering if Claire's the villain here, or if she's just trying to protect her family from a truth she's already uncovered. Either way, her presence is like a ticking time bomb, and Emily's starting to feel the countdown. Let's not forget Michael, because he's caught in the middle of this storm, and his own conflict is escalating. He's noticing the tension between Emily and Claire, and it's making him question things he's tried to ignore. He's drawn to Emily in a way that feels both thrilling and wrong, Like he's betraying Sarah's memory every time he lets himself imagine a future with her. But there's something else bothering him. Something about Sarah's accident that's never sat right. He's always accepted the official story. A rainy night, a slippery road, a tragic crash. But Lily's drawings and Emily's nervous energy are stirring doubts he's buried for years. You're probably sensing it too, aren't you? The way the pieces don't quite fit. The way the accident feels less like a random tragedy and more like a puzzle with missing pieces. Michael decides to dig into the past, starting with some old files he's kept locked away, and what he finds makes his heart race. A police report that mentions an unidentified witness who never came forward. You're on the edge of your seat now, wondering if this witness is connected to Emily, to the man in the photograph, or to something else entirely. The suspense is killing you, I know, and I'm right here with you, feeding you just enough to keep you hooked without giving away the big reveal. As this section closes, let's zoom out to Willow Creek, because the town itself is starting to feel like a pressure cooker. The locals are whispering more than usual, their glances lingering on Michael's house as rumors swirl. Someone saw Emily at the coffee shop, looking shaken after a phone call. Someone else swears they saw a strange car parked near the house late at night. You're probably thinking this town knows more than it's letting on, and you're right. There's a collective secret here, one that ties the accident, the photograph, and Emily's past into a knot that's getting tighter by the day. Emily's starting to feel like she's being watched, not just by Claire or the mystery caller, but by the town itself. And Michael's digging is about to unearth something that will bring him face to face with a truth he's not ready for. You're dying to know what it is, aren't you? You're picturing Emily's fear, Michael's confusion, Lily's haunting drawings, and that photograph burning a hole in the story. The climax is coming, I promise, but you've got to stay with me a little longer. Because just when you think you've got this figured out, something's going to happen that will flip everything upside down, and you won't believe what's waiting around the next corner. You've made it this far, haven't you? Your heart's probably racing, your mind spinning with questions about that mysterious photograph, Lily's unsettling drawings, and the shadowy figure from Emily's past who's been haunting her every step. You're right on the edge of the truth, and I can feel your excitement, your need to know how this love story, this tangled web of secrets and suspense, finally unravels. Willow Creek's quiet streets are practically humming with tension, and Emily and Michael are standing at a crossroads where every choice could change their lives forever. You're not just watching a story anymore. You're living it, feeling every beat of their hearts, every flicker of doubt and hope. This is where it all comes together, where the climax hits like a tidal wave, sweeping away the mysteries/checkout and revealing the answers you've been chasing since the first moment you clicked on this video. But don't think it's going to be predictable, because just when you think you've got it figured out, there's one final twist that's going to leave you speechless. Stick with me, because we're diving into the heart of this tale of love, trust, and second chances, and I promise, the ending will stay with you long after the screen goes dark. Let's jump right back into the thick of it, with Emily's world closing in as the man from her past. His name, she now remembers, is Daniel. Keeps calling, his cryptic warnings echoing in her mind. She's terrified, not just for herself, but for Michael and Lily, because she's starting to realize that her connection to this family isn't a coincidence. That photograph she found, the one of Sarah with Daniel, is burning a hole in her thoughts, and she knows she can't keep it a secret any longer. Meanwhile, Michael's digging into the police report about Sarah's accident has turned up something chilling. The unidentified witness mentioned in the file was seen arguing with Sarah just hours before the crash. You're probably feeling the same dread Michael is, aren't you? The way the pieces are starting to snap together, pointing to something far more complicated than a tragic accident. Emily decides she has to confront Michael, to tell him about the photograph and her own past, even if it means risking everything they've started to build. She finds him in his study late at night, the police report spread out on his desk, his face etched with a mix of anger and confusion. You can feel the weight of this moment, can't you? The way the air feels heavy with everything they've been too afraid to say. Emily takes a deep breath and starts talking, her voice trembling as she reveals the truth. Years ago, she knew Daniel, a man who was charming but dangerous, someone she trusted until he betrayed her, leaving her to take the fall for something she didn't do. She fled her old life to escape him, but now he's found her, and he was connected to Sarah. You're on the edge of your seat, wondering how Michael's going to react, whether he'll trust Emily or see her as part of the nightmare that's resurfacing. Here comes the climax, and it's going to hit you like a lightning bolt. Before Michael can respond, the doorbell rings, sharp and insistent in the quiet house. It's late, too late for visitors, and you can feel the dread creeping in as Michael opens the door to find Daniel standing there, his face a mask of calculated calm. You're probably screaming internally, aren't you? This is the man who's been lurking in the shadows, the one tied to Emily's past and Sarah's death. Daniel doesn't waste time with pleasantries. He steps inside, his eyes locking on Emily with a smirk that makes her blood run cold. He starts talking, and every word is a bombshell. Daniel claims he was Sarah's business partner, someone she trusted until she discovered he was embezzling money from Michael's company. Sarah confronted him the night she died, threatening to expose him, and Daniel admits he was the witness at the scene of the crash, but he swears it was an accident, that he tried to stop her from driving in the storm. You're reeling trying to process this, but Emily's not buying it. She knows Daniel's lies, knows how he twists the truth to save himself. The room explodes into chaos as Michael demands answers, his voice raw with grief and betrayal, while Emily accuses Daniel of something darker, that he caused the crash to silence Sarah. You're feeling the intensity, the way this confrontation is ripping open old wounds and forcing everyone to face the truth. Lily, woken by the noise, peeks into the room, her eyes wide with fear, and you know this moment is going to change everything for this family. Now, let's resolve the main conflicts, because you've been waiting for this. Michael's torn between his lingering love for Sarah and his growing feelings for Emily, but Daniel's presence forces him to choose. He looks at Emily, sees the fear in her eyes but also the strength, and he makes a decision. He believes her. Together, they confront Daniel, piecing together the evidence from the police report, Lily's drawings, and Emily's knowledge of his past. It's a heart-pounding moment when Michael finds a hidden file on Sarah's old laptop, one Daniel didn't know existed, detailing his embezzlement and a threatening email he sent Sarah the day she died. You're probably cheering now, aren't you? The truth is out. Daniel didn't just witness the crash. He tampered with Sarah's car, ensuring she wouldn't make it home. The police are called, and Daniel's arrested, his smug facade crumbling as he's led away in handcuffs. You can feel the relief, the way the air clears as Emily and Michael finally face each other. No more secrets between them. Emily confesses the rest of her story. She was framed by Daniel for a crime she didn't commit, which is why she ran. Michael listens, his hand reaching for hers, and you know this is the moment they've been building toward, a love built on trust, forged in the fire of truth. Lily runs to them, wrapping her arms around Emily, and you're probably tearing up, because this broken family is finally starting to heal. Let's tie up the subplots, because you deserve a complete picture. Claire's suspicion of Emily has been a thorn in this story, but now she shows up, her face pale as she learns about Daniel's arrest. It turns out Claire had her own reasons for being so guarded. She suspected someone from Sarah's past was involved in her death but never had proof. She apologizes to Emily, her voice soft with regret, and you can see the beginning of a truce, a chance for Claire to be part of this family again without the weight of doubt. Lily's drawings, those haunting images that kept you guessing, find their resolution too. Emily sits with her, gently explaining that her mommy's gone but her love is still here, and Lily starts drawing new pictures. Bright ones, with Emily and Michael smiling. The town of Willow Creek, with its whispers and watchful eyes, settles down as the truth spreads, the gossip replaced by a quiet respect for Michael's strength and Emily's courage. You're feeling the warmth of this resolution, aren't you? The way every thread, Claire's distrust, Lily's grief, the town's rumors, comes together in a way that feels earned, like you've been on this journey with them every step of the way. But wait, because I promised you a final twist, and this one's going to leave your jaw on the floor. Just as Emily and Michael are settling into their new beginning, a letter arrives in the mail, postmarked from a lawyer's office. It's addressed to Emily, and when she opens it, her hands start to shake. The letter reveals that Sarah had a secret of her own. Before her death, she'd set up a trust fund, not just for Lily, but for Emily too. Sarah had known Emily years ago, back when Emily was a teenager struggling after Daniel's betrayal, and Sarah had been the one to help her get back on her feet, quietly, without ever taking credit. You're probably gasping, aren't you? This is the connection no one saw coming. The reason Emily felt drawn to this family, the reason fate seemed to pull her to Willow Creek. Sarah had been her guardian angel, and now, through this letter, she's giving Emily a chance at a new life, a life